150th rugby local derby clash between these two amazing schools, Bishops and Sacs. And to join me in the second team game today is the man himself from Sacs, Mr. Barry van Salm. Great to have you here, Barry, and I'm sure you're looking forward to the second team game as well.
Yes, Barry, wonderful occasion. It's always, Sacs really enjoys coming to play on these fields. What a spectacular backdrop as we sit here from our booth having a look, and I think this is going to be a close one.
Yeah, also joining us and will be two young men from Bishops in the name of Brad and Feroz. Welcome to you, gentlemen.
I'm very happy to be here and to help with the commentary.
Very happy to help with the commentary. Obviously a massive game, 150 years of rugby play between these two sides, the oldest in the country. It's a spectacular occasion, and the results will tell who takes this one home.
Right, our referee for today in taking this game forward will be referee Joubert Labaskachny, and he signals to the troops that they can get ready.
Rashid Conrad, he's going to take the kickoff. He's got a wealth of experience. He played in the fly-off berth for the first team last year, so he's got a lot of experience. A nice deep kick there for them, and the game is on.
Right, we're trying to regroup here, and that's where you get Bishops getting around the ball at ruck time. What's their exit plan? It looks like pick and go. We're looking for scrum off Dylan Todd. He's the man calling for the ball. He looks on the blind side. It'll go through the hands of Gangani. Out it goes again, but referee has called it and said please come back for the first infringement, and that would have been the knock on there, so it's going to be scrum down to Sacs. How does the Sacs second team fared this season, Barry?
Yeah, they did well. They had a very tough game against Paul Boys, as we always do away, but they had a nice comeback now from a tour to Koberge, where they won their second game comfortably, and just a slight change in the front row there, a late change, where we have Alex Villera moving off to the tight head and Zinzad Paulson moving into hooker.
Young men, and how Bishop's second team? Have they been flying the flag here?
They've been doing well. They have an excellent team, lots of quality there, lots of depth. There's many players coming in and out. There's always changing, and there's always something new we can expect to see.
Well, that is great play by Sacs. As you saw there, picking up at the back would have been Christodoulou, and he broke blind as well and giving it out to the right wing in the form of Devereux. And Devereux going over in the yellow boots there, and that'll be something that Sacs will be remembering at the early start of the game.
A great start for Sacs. In fact, they took a bit of a tough scrum there. Bishops really got on top of them there, but there was no cover. Blindside flank just not on top of it, and Seb Devereux had an open try line ahead of him.
Yeah, talking about that, I'm sure the coaches will be talking to Captain Matthew French on the loose head side and on the flank, and James de Ferver. Also to number 8, Austin Graaf of Bishop. Just the three Lucy's saying we had the go forward ball there on the scrum, and it was an easy ball for Sacs to pick up. They still managed to break on the blind side and put themselves on the board after 2 minutes. So encouraging start always to put points on the board first.
Just a question to the Bishops guys that's standing behind us. How significant is this 150th year of rugby? What does it mean to you guys?
It means a lot, obviously, as a Bishops boy. Sacs and Bishops just got a big picture, and 150 years just shows how much strength and knowledge it is for Bishops and Sacs.
There's a lot of history being played on this field between Sacs and Bishops, respectively, but this is a big game. And as I said earlier, the winner of this gets bragging rights, and it will definitely be talked about for a long time. It's a big milestone in both our schools' history.
Well, conversion successful there by Rashid Conrad, and it's a nice hanging kick now. Lots of ice under that. Sacs get under the ball. They regroup well. They got to look now for scrum off Sean Grant. Can he get this ball out? He does so. On to Conrad yet again, taking it up in the middle of the field. Now to get the pods working, we get the exit plan going, but referee says that first man there holding on was the call, and now this is always for me an interesting time in the game. Put points on the board. 3 points is half a try, but as young men do, they will tap and take it up. Sacs are standing strong and actually ready to meet them, so attacking on defence are Sacs. It's once again the pod in the big form. It looks like that could have been McKinnon taking that on further. Referee will definitely have a chat there, because that's been brought down to grass, and that's not needed on the rugby field. Once again, we're looking at Dylan Todd. He gets it out, referee will slow things down.
Yeah, I think Mr. Ntanini is in trouble there. Picked him up past the vertical. He's lucky actually to get away with that, I think. But if we know Bishop's style of play, they very rarely go for poles, especially the seconds. They like to have a run. We know Bishops never turn your back on them. They tap and go, and it's always good to see that style of play at schoolboy rugby, the guys having a go. But you would think boys should now know not to pick up players past the horizontal and drop them down.
Like you say, Mr. Ntanini, he is fortunate there that referee Labaskachny has said let's play on and just giving him a stern talking to. I don't believe any direct maliciousness in that, so well handled in the spirit of the game. But the line out now to take form. And then we're looking at Skiddycorn. Does he find the bullseye? He does just that. There's a breakaway. Coming on the blind side now, that'll be right wing Alex Newton. Bringing it back now will be Todd. Todd takes it on once again. It looks like the big boy in the form of McKinnon. McKinnon now, it's going to be pick and go time. Could that be Trento Lamprecht? He drives it on further. Once again, Todd calling for this ball. There's options left and right here. Sacs standing tall on the try line. They're not going to let Bishops just waltz over here. It's pick and go time. That could be coming around the fringes. We wait to see the referee's decision. That's Lefebvre once again taking it on further, but he's held up. Is referee coming back for a straight arm? I'm sure he will be, as you saw coming around the fringes. Barry standing tall on defence, our Sacs.
Yeah, it's one of the strengths of the side is that they don't give up under the... they'll defend that white line with everything. I see they're defending nicely in terms of tackling the boys back onto the ruck, which is good to see. But there's a good example, double hit and driving them back. We've got two cousins in this pack, in Zach Kennedy and Luke Hurst. Callum Hurst. Luke's his dad, also a fine young rugby player himself. But they'll defend this with everything they've got.
A ball goes out wide now. Once again out to Newton, but that seems to have gone directly into touch, and could that be the exit plan that Sacs have been waiting for? This will be the time now of the new man into the squad at late notice, Zinzan Paulson. Will he be throwing in, or will it still be a responsibility of Vieira, the regular hooker, who's shifted to tight head prop?
No, Paulson has the ball here. He's normally got a good throw on him. We'll see what I'm sure they're not going to go. They're sure they're going to drive this up to the front. Well, Bishops have stolen it in the front, but looked like knocked on there. Second scrum of the game now. Let's see what happens with Bishops. I know Tank Lanning has been working with all the packs, in charge of all the scrums, and that first scrum definitely saw Sacs take a step backwards, but ended up scoring from it. So let's see what happens in the second scrum. So we got Sean Grant feeding the ball in. I think our number 8, Nikos Christodoulou, might pick up and go. He's a very strong runner with the ball.
Right, steady scrum. They got the left shoulder working there. The exit plan now. Can Conrad get the ball away here now? He's tackled short, and ball coming back on to Grant. He's finding his exit player, and that'll be on the talented boot of Conrad. But it hasn't reached the touchline. It's going to go wide. It would have into the hands of fullback Kashif Joseph. They take it up in the centre format now. Ball's got to come out. Through the hands it goes of Katangani, the fly half. Once again it's turnover ball. But stay on your feet at ruck time. It's like a drive-through. McDonald's drive-through. Don't stop. Place your order and get your order and drive out. And that's what happens at rugby time. At ruck time, people go to ground, third man arriving, and referee has no option but to say that's straight on penalty.
Yeah, a threat there will be the Sacs open side, Zach Wilson. He's very strong over the ball. Used to be a scrum half, but he's got a great little frame. He gets tightly over the ball, and I think that'll be a threat Bishops were aware of. So the only way to get him out of there was to almost go off their feet and seal that off or come in from the side. So they're going to have to be wary of Zach Wilson.
Yeah, it's a great relieving kick by Rashid Conrad. He's taken it some 45 metres down the field, and in saying that, they've actually taken the pressure right off themselves here. So this is good play by Sacs, but Bishops, they got to stand tall. They were right there. They know that they can also try and get over that try line, but the ball gets put in by Paulson. It's tapped off the top. Who wants that ball? Grant has to tidy up. It comes through into the big form of Krista Dooley, the number 8. Once again now through the hands. Taken on further. Heffer takes it on. Heffer, the captain at number 5 lock. Once again through the hands. It goes off Conrad. Coming now. Joining the line, and now it goes to ground. We're waiting for the ball, says Grant. I need it urgently. Taking it on further now. Last line of feet. Bishop, stay on your feet and keep that last line. Referee trying to protect and control. Moving it on further. Kennedy, the blue scrum cap, as you can see, the other lock, both locks getting actively involved, but knock on time. Play on, says referee. And now, credit to Bishops as well. There are 3 or 4 phases. Sacs were just going like a ruler, left to right across the page, so no real advancement in their play there, but sideways. Keeping the phases alive, which is good play by Sacs, but full credit to Bishops as well for their solid defence, eventually forcing the knockover.
I think a game like this will come down who wants it more, and both these sides are up for it. You can see the Bishops is on their home ground, and we see with the Bishops scrum now. Very good hit there by both packs. Great scrum by Sacs. Bishops carrying up the ball. There's got the attention of Mister there, but he's missed it.
Yeah, that was well played there by the Bishops runners, and the form of Newton. Newton on the right wing there. Now we want this ball back, says Bishops. Give it to me, says Todd. Standing still was Makani. He can't get the line away. Calling for it away. Once again, it's Todd. Makani again. They do a standing loop around. It goes out to the left wing in the form of Ndamazi. He's desperate for that ball. Look at this man. He wants to. He takes 2 or 3 steps and he's already got go forward ball. Coming back now. Dylan Todd gets the ball back again to Kakani. There's the big man in the form of McKinnon in the white scrum cap. So getting to, without their numbers on the back, getting to know these men. Driving on forward now. Recycled ball. Grant, Todd gets the ball out. Kakani coming through, it will be Lato. He makes it again. Onto the boot. It's a great grubber kick. And we're going to look for Anderson to just see that ball roll into touch. And Bishops again now realise that they only 5 metres away from levelling the score. Can they do it?
Yeah, they're just going to keep on forcing Sacs backwards like this, and rely on Sacs to make their errors. We'll see Zinzan's going to go in here. I gather this ball is going to be mauled up again by Sacs. They look like they're going into sort of a five-man line out here. Heffer seems to be the main jumper here. See what Zinzan pulls off here. It's Hurst who's got the ball. Just couldn't hold on to it. Ref happy for it to carry on. Bishop's turnover. It's gone backwards, he says. Taken in Christodoulou over the ball, but couldn't get his hands on it.
Taken up again. Referee's arm is out. Bishops know. They can smell now. They can smell whitewash. They can see whitewash. Please take the 3 points, but young heads won't listen. And again, it's tap and go. They've seen that they've tried that twice against Sacs, and Sacs have stood tall, met them on defence. Take the 3 points, young men. You'll actually go 7-3 down, and that's a straight confidence boost when you put points on the board. There's 12 and a half minutes that are gone, but what does the commentator know? So they go to the touch line, and now they've got to make sure that win that touch line. And Bishop's men behind me here, you have faith in your men going over now to score, making it a 7 and not a 3 point like I've been calling.
Yeah, obviously we've been playing well. Sacs have that advantage, but I trust our men to get a try and make the scores level.
Yeah, there's always faith in Bishops. You know, you can't drop your faith. The boys are pushing hard. They've kept Sacs rather quiet in the last couple minutes or so. They are pushing and they're getting very, very close. And one of these times they are going to go and score.
Spoken like a true Bishops man and well supported. Referee's arm is out. Sacs had collapsed the maul. It had broken away from the line out into a maul, and referee, as the Bishops men behind us had called for it, they said right away that is try time, and that goes to the front row man in Trento Lamprecht. And he, as a loose head prop, will be taking that into his memory book for the lifetime and speaking to his mates afterwards about that great try. Barry, the dam wall broke there.
The dam wall broke there, just too much pressure. I think by trying to collapse that, they had the advantage. Sacs didn't get in numbers there, weren't low enough and conceded that try. Lankbrecht will certainly be talking about this try on the Piley Reefs for many years. When he comes back here for the 200th year of this game, he'll be reflecting with his schoolmates exactly what happened in that try, taking them by step blow.
Right, and the specialist kicker in the form of centre Latu, and he will be coming forward now to stroke this over. Has he got his chipper out? He just needs to chip this onto the green and land it next to the blue flag in the middle of the crossbar. Can he do just that? Here we go. Bishop's quiet. He's pushed it wide of the green. He's pushed it wide of the right-hander upright, and 7-5. But that won't make too much of a difference. Bishops now know they can cross the whitewash. Sacs started with a bonfire burning for them, and I just hope that they haven't taken their foot off the accelerator and seem to have dropped down into a third gear. But Sacs, knowing Sacs and the fire that they've got, we need Conrad now to put some ice onto this ball, and if he does that, we'll be able to get the big men like Christodoulou, etc., and Callum Hurst around it. Let's see what Conrad does. He gets underneath it. He's put it deep. It's got to be well secured. It looks like it's the form of Joseph, the fullback. He does it. He passes it out again, taking it on the big men now. Clearing out will be Ahmed, and they take it on. Referee says roll away. First man was there, tap and go. You can see by Todd. Kagani comes in closer. The red scrum cap now of French, and he knocks it on. And captain won't be too proud of himself there. Sacs on attack.
Yeah, I can see that's unfortunate. That's typical Bishop style of play. Tap and go, 2 passes wide, and just got spilt on. I'm sure we'll see Sacs going blind here with a little 8-9 move here. Christodoulou, a very strong runner with the ball. He's got Callum Hurst on his inside there, helping him out. And let's see if we can get Winger in the corner again. Yeah, but you never know. Let's see what happens. Sean Grant, decision maker here. But first, forwards must take care of the set piece.
Big scrum needed. This is similar to the try that was scored when Christodoulou picked up, but he goes on the open side. That's not normally seen on a rugby field. Running into the open side channel, knocked on, but Bishops are turning it around. They are running in the form of Newton. Newton again through the hands. Once again it goes to Kakani. He brings it back now, calling for it is Dylan Todd, and referee says, let go of the ball, Mr. Kakani. You were there, you did well, but Sacs were there quicker than you. Look at this, Barry. Sean Grant's not wasting any time. Has he gained the 10 metres? Referee's arm stay down. He said, did you tapped and played? It's positive stuff. It's pick and go time now by Hurst. Once again coming back. Is it turnover? It's still pick and go. Keep it close, but you need jockeys on your back there. Leg drive is good. Going to ground. The big man in the form of Christodoulou. He takes it on forward. He takes it further. Is he near that touchline? Get it away from there. That's the best tackler in the rugby world, is the touchline. Get it away. Back inside now. Hurst is the man on the ball. He takes it further. Now, the big man, it's pick and go time. Looks like the heifer that takes it. He's the captain. He knows where to go. That's a good steal, but referee says you've come from the side and on hands on the ground. Keep your body weight. Keep your position. You can't put your hands on the ground to support you. That's better play by Sacs there.
Yeah, Conrad's actually a very good goal kicker, so looks like they're actually going to go for the touch, but he's actually a very good goal kicker. He's tapped and gone. Interesting. They're going. That's Christodoulou with a carry. Got to clean him out. Sacs very, very slow onto that ball, and the Bishops has always been strong with getting over the ball, and if you don't help out and getting onto that ball carrier, then you're in trouble. And Bishops are on the attack again from their own 22, but they've knocked it on, and Sacs are fortuitous to get a scrum. A very nice attacking scrum at this stage. Let's see if Christodoulou will pick up and go to the right as he should have in the last scrum, but he tends to like going to the left and taking care of the scrum off and then crashing through that way. But hopefully we'll see him go off to the right now. He's a very strong runner, as we said. He can fend off. He's got Zach Wilson on his inside.
Right, this is the most important tight head scrum ever. So can Our new man in the form of Vieira shifted into that position. Can he get this right shoulder now? Because a big solid scrum is needed. They got left and right options in the middle of the field. They've also got an 8-9 option. Can this be in the form of Conrad picking up to Grant and then creating the overlap, bringing in Anderson on the blind side from fullback? Let's have a look and see which option they take. First though, win your own ball. Big scrum, Sacs needing it. 7-5 the score, 19 minutes gone. And Sacs will want to remember this. Bishops will want to remember this game. Bragging rights before the main kickoff at 12:30. But this is a big game. Whether you're in the first team, whether you're in the sixth team. Every single side today wants to make sure that they win on the 150th celebration. Here we go. Christodoulou once again coming open side. He feeds it to the standing off scrum off. This takes it in the form of Mbonsi. It is over the ball, and referee has given it this time. He's given it to Matthew French, the captain, who managed to get across there and say, steal that ball, get his hands on, and also for Sacs going over and securing, not staying on their feet. That was a giveaway, and once again, you might hear me harp on it, ladies and gentlemen, but 3 points in front of the Poles takes a score to 10-5, and then it's a converted try that needed by Bishops. Sometimes these young heads overlook it.
Yeah, at least the ref's been consistent on that, diving and sealing off the ball. He's been consistent. I agree with you, Barry. Take the 3 points. It gives it up to 10-5. That means they need to score a try to even it up. But in the other way, sometimes, you know, we like to see schoolboys run the ball. And as a coach, sometimes you what your instruction is gets interpreted very differently when these boys are on the field. And coaches get frustrated, but at the end of the day, let the boys play.
No, good options there. And what are you young men behind you? Quick comment. What do you think of the game?
Well, the defense has been incredible from both sides. Just a little more pushing, and each team could easily go and score and put more points on the board. It's very consistent. It's a lot of back and forth, and we are sure to see a lot more plays coming up if both teams keep this up.
It looks like a really tight, nail-biting game so far.
Right, great cover defence there, and that would have been in the Kurt Wilson that got across there. Now we're getting the ball back, taking it on further. That would be Paulson, the man that's on today at the tight head prop position. Through the hands it goes of Conrad Hurst, now taking it on further. Just making sure that Grant gets his ball back. They go on the blind side. There, hands out. What does referee say? Would that just be a simple soft hands knock? But he hasn't picked that one up. And now the ball comes back again. Paulson seems to have that ball ready available. And soft hands, soft fingers. Little mistakes like this can't be made, starting to make it. Just gets Bishops ready back into the game just when you are on front football. But full credit to Bishops and the way they attacked on their defence and pushed it back from the 10-metre line all the way to the halfway.
Sacs will need to sort their breakdown. The forwards are not getting there in numbers, and they're not getting there in a structured way to allow Bishops to really disrupt that, make it difficult for Sean Grant. And that's why he knocked that ball on, just legs in the way and not getting over the ball properly.
Right, Bishops on attack here now. I can see now that they're going to be looking to use Ngani. They've shifted him wider, have they? Dylan Todd gets that ball. That's not good ball at all, and Sacs are all over them, and well done. And it is actually let the ball go. And so no daylight there. So now coming is the tap. Ngani gets the ball again. Through the hands it'll be with the full Latu. He takes a step. Clearing out is important. Sacs didn't manage to get it first time. This is the hard running in the form of Fortain. Fortain gets it down. Now everybody is getting involved from Bishops. Is it a hard referee? That was on the ball, but referee deems it above the shoulders. Getting it away is Todd, the big man in the form of McKinnon. He takes it on, and yet again we're going wide. Out it goes now to Graf. Graf, the 8th man. He's the one that takes it on further. This is 4 phases now. Bar Bishops through the hands again, going left and right. Oh, Bishops. Sacs meeting him on defence. It is now Damasi, and well intercepted by Sacs. Stay on your feet. You've got to get numbers there. You can't go off your feet, Bishops. Getting there regrouped. Is it security ball or is it rush ball? And just comments now, referee has said, and that is Jabir Labaskakni just saying, calm down everybody. We want to make sure that we get this game under control, and has given the ball to Sacs on defence. Barry, that's a bit of a relief.
Is a relief. Some unhappy looking coach there in Mr. Chris Hummel, years of experience, played some high-level rugby himself. He won't be happy with that. I think he's particularly unhappy with the breakdown work. Let's see if Sean Grant, I'm sure Chris Tadula will pick up and get some meters here, or they're going to play an exit runner there, see if they can take this ball up, and then Conrad use the wind. There's a slight wind at their advantage if they can get out of here. Straight to Conrad.
And that was great pressure from Lefevre. He is the man, James Lefevre, the open side flanker, and he got there to put pressure on to Conrad. So that automatically now gives Bishops the attacking line-out option. Their line-outs, can they get up there again and secure them like they have been doing? They've got the big men in the form of McKinnon. They've got Luke Flack as well. Can they make sure that they get this ball up now? Let's have a look and see. Goes to the dartboard is Jake Skillycorn. He's got to find that bullseye. Who's it going to be this time? Who's got the red dot to aim for? It's outside the shoulder, and that would have been, as called, McKinnon that went up. But outside the shoulder, and that'll definitely be to give Sacs an opportunity to get away from here.
That's a real coach killer, because you've probably been doing set piece the whole of Thursday afternoon, got it down, and then when it comes to game time it goes skew. Anyway, let's see. Sacs has now got the last opportunity. Almost 5 minutes left to go in the first half here, so they'll want to try and get another try in here. But we haven't seen Sacs run the ball yet, Barry.
Yeah, you know, you've got to get forward, a good go-forward ball at the present moment. Bishops have been in their face, both on the defence and attack, and at the present moment, I think a good scrum needed here. Just slow things down, like you said, 4 minutes and 4.5 minutes left before half-time. Just get out of your red zone area, just get it up to the halfway line, regroup at half-time, and I think that you can come to enjoy the Sacs display of skills that we all know both Sacs and Bishops are capable of. This is what you didn't need, and that is now scrumming in an angle, and the referee has given there you can see his signal, the tight head in Vera going in at the angle, and now they go to the touchline again. Nobody wants to listen to Barry's call in the commentary box and put it over for 3 pointers, but they want the 7 points. Bishops, men, are you ready for your side to score here?
Yeah, I would love to see a try. I think both sides were very relieved and played to slow down, especially Sacs, who were under a lot of pressure to have gotten that scrum in their favour. But I'm sure they're worried now because they've given it away, and our Bishops are in a very advantageable position.
Right, the head comes out, and that is in the form of Captain French. Beautifully tackled by Sacs to bring him down, because he only realised one way. There again is McKinnon. He takes it on further. It's pick and go time. That's knock on time. Sacs just slow things down. And Kennedy is the man with the ball there. He gets it back now. Clear out it is. We get it out to Grant. Grant gives it on to the big men, but knocked down. First infringement, come back for that. And Sacs again will breathe on that oxygen tank and say, come on, half-time, let's blow. 3 minutes left.
I think Sacs are going to rely on that fitness in the last bits of each half. I think they've had a few more games than Bishops had, so match fitness will maybe slightly count against Bishops. But again, it's who wants it more, who's going to dig deep here. We can see both teams blowing hard in the last 3 minutes of the game. Referee obviously having a word with both captains, not happy with something. It might just be that they're questioning decisions. But Sacs has another chance to exit out of here and use the slight northwesterly wind behind them to get upfield.
Right, big scrum needed now. Are you men thinking again that your Bishops boys are going to be able to put Sacs on the back foot here?
Yeah, a try now will make this game really interesting and obviously give the advantage to Bishops.
Right, I'm sure Sacs don't want to hear that, and they want to make sure that they stake the lead at 7-5 and go into a half-time change room. But let's have a look. It's a big service now from Grant. Chris Tadudu's got to do his bit. Grant picks up. Out it goes onto the Handu Intanini, the centre, but that's been turnover ball. That's around the header's neck as well. And this is now Bishops at their striking best. Through the hands it'll go. It's going out to the corner flag. Cover defence is superb by Sacs. Once again, looking at Todd. He picks it onto the big men. They got to pick and go here. Who's it going to be? French is calling for it, and referee, it's tap and go. Todd gives it.
Yeah, and Bonsi going high there, and that's one thing Sacs doesn't need. That discipline is letting them down. And the only thing Sacs is fortunate about is that Bishops refuse to go to poles, and we're defending well against them.
Matthew French taking it on further. That could be turnover, but it's well secured. Todd looking himself. He does look on the blind side. He goes low, but the Bishop's defence in the form of McKinnon was there. Once again now, we got to look. You got to get this ball out. It's like digging in a gold mine. And not staying on your feet and holding on. So there we go. Sacs were there to recycle, and now they've got to look at the clock. It's very, very important. With a minute left, there you can see referee being asked, how much longer, sir? So coming up to this will be Conrad, and he has the educated boot, as we've heard. Has he got that out? Even if it is only 20 metres, it's going forward ball, and that is what they need. They'll be working this down. Find your line out now. It's a time of Paulson. He's got to do this. Sacs have realised that they're close on 40 seconds left and would go in a 7-5 half-time lead, and that makes a psychological chat in the victor's position leading at half-time. So Paulson ready for the throw. Having a look. Would it go into Kennedy? Who's it gone to? Heffer is the man that taps it back. Once again, Conrad through their hands. And we look at Krista Dudu, the big eighth man. He seems to be standing off in the centre position from some short line-out phases. Taking it on again will be the Vieira, the tight head prop for today. Back inside, cross the line into the 22. But he realised that and hasn't hit it for touch. Joseph under the ball. He beats one, he beats two. It's referee's optional time now. We're looking at things. And stay on your feet. Let it go, let it go. Referee said that he was there, he was able to play. And unfortunately, Sacs continued with the playing of the ball.
Yeah, pity they couldn't get hold of that. Just want to go back to that last holding on penalty. That was Joshua Smith, our loose head. The Sacs loose head, who is his second steal of the day. So loose head props. He'll be celebrating that in the half time. Game's not over yet though. We seem to have one last roll of the dice for Bishops going into their line out now. I'm sure they're going to maul this up a bit. And then the backs, I've been impressed with the backs out there playing with width and getting the ball to the wings. Let's see what they can do now.
Well, you mentioned Josh Smith. I'm sure he's watched his hero in the form of Stephen Kitsoff in the Stormers loose head position, and South African loose head who does exactly that, stealing ball at breakdown, even as the loose head. And I'm sure they're going to be doing it today in front of a packed Stormers crowd. The game this afternoon. Bishop's taking it on further. That's gone to ground. Referee says it's an automatic collapse. No danger there. That's well taken back. Sacs on the drive, but Bishops are still taking it on further. Todd now looking. Where's this gone? For goodness sake, go into the lead. No, but Bishops don't want to. They want to tap and go. And that's what happens. Has the ball gone backwards? The referee says no, it has been knocked. And I want you Bishops men behind me to make notes. But he says the first infringement wasn't 10 metres. So he has actually advanced at 10, brought them back. And what do Bishops do now? Should you want to agree with me and say kick for poles? It's half time. Go 8-5 into the lead.
I would love to take the lead, but at this momentum, Bishops could possibly go and score another try. But I'd rather keep it safe rather than be sorry. And the best option right now would be to kick, and it looks like he might just do that.
At last, the rugby spirits have heard me from this box and are actually going to be sensible and take it over the poles now. Barry, as a Sacs man, hey, controlling the game right through into referee optional time.
Yeah, I think Sacs has been defending most of this game, and they're lucky to get away with only conceding 8 points. But that said, they have defended remarkably well, and I hope to see them not do as much defending in the second half and do some attacking. Not want to take anything away from Bishops. They've had their opportunities, just haven't been able to cross over the whitewash for the second time in this first half.
We've had a very exciting warm-up. When I say warm-up, don't forget that the big one coming straight after this. This is a big one as well, but it gets even bigger with the first teams and the 150th celebration derby. This is also for the second team a big test match because they're bragging rights here. Both schools are so proud of their respective name tags, and Sacs and Bishops, and they will want to leave here. Many of them are tricks and will become old boys, and then they want to actually come back and watch wherever it is at Sacs or Bishops and say, yeah, we won at Parley Reese Field. But we're going to get a quick bottle of water, ladies and gents, boys and girls. You do exactly the same. And as you've heard from co-commentator Barry van Salmen, my two friends behind me, and Brad and Feroz, They're going to get their water as well. We're going to get back, the four of us, for an exciting second half. Don't go too far.
So we're off here, Barry, second half. Bishop's playing with a slight northwesterly breeze behind them. And I think Conrad's just going to push this back down. And we'll start off with the Bishop's line out on the 10-meter line. And I'm sure Bishop's line out has been working well, especially their maul. They've been pushing up the field nicely with their maul. Sacs just need to get a bit more structure in what's going on at maul time. Get a bit tighter. But I'm looking forward to the second half. I think this is going to be tight, Barry.
Yeah, you would like to see Sacs expressing their skills a little bit more through the back line, some more open running. They just got a secure first phase ball. Off the top of the line out is McKinnon, and for Bishops, he's done just that. And it's now stolen away as well by Hurst, and now it's got to come back on to the scrum half in the form of Sean Grant. He gets that now. Sean Grant takes it, Chris Taduda taking it up further, and now it's still going on. Sacs men need quick ball now. We're not going to see it wide, we're actually going to see it pick and go time. It's through the hands now, it's soft hands out wide. It's now going to be near the touchline again, and it's tackle ball into touch. Referee's option, knock on first. Right, so let's see what is chosen here. So it's automatically the scrum, not knock into touch. And it'll be Bishop's. It'll actually be Just trying to get this sorted out here. These referees signalled the knock on, but there seems to be an injury. Yeah, you two young men are back with us now. I'm sure that you stand here proudly as supporters of your school, getting ready for the big match this afternoon. I'm talking about the kickoff at 12:30. And has there been lots of talk here at school during the week about flying the Bishop's flag?
Yeah, everyone's really excited about hosting the 150th anniversary of Bishops versus Sacs, and everyone here is looking forward to our match.
It really is a privilege, and I can't wait to watch that game. So far, this game could go either way because we're seeing a lot of good things from each side. And I have to applaud Sacs' defense in the first half. It was incredible to keep Bishops at bay, and we can only see who could win this game in the near future.
Right. Grant's fed that ball through their hands again. It looks like Mbabonsi. He brings it back inside. It's turnover ball, and that was a great steal by Bishops. That could have been in the form of Lefevre. Bringing it back now through the hands. It goes to Ngangani. Once again, Lato trying to get it out wide. It gets out wide to Dadamasi, but that's been soft hands knock on. Right, everybody just getting to greet each other and saying, how are you, and hope you're enjoying the festival. As you can see, nothing serious there, and referee is now getting the game back under control, and it'll be Sean Grant to feed. Now, we've got to have a pick and go time here. We can still have a look and see if Christodoulou can do that for us. As you can see, it's going over the top, and Dadamasi would have had an opportunity of about a 10-meter run, but Sacs' cover defense was looking good.
Yeah, once again, Sacs were lucky to get away that they conceded a penalty there, but the ref played on there again. Sacs just need to get onto that ball quicker. The ref is obviously not giving much time for the tackler to roll away or the release. But Sean Grant to feed now, and I'm sure the backs, this is probably the first time we're going to see the backs have a run without Christodoulou picking up, and I know he's got space here. He's in the 5-meter line, so I'm sure Sean Grant's going to play Conrad, and we'll see what Conrad's going to do from there.
Christodoulou doesn't worry about blindside. You notice he picks up and runs into the open side channel as well at the fly half. He's done that 3 times already, but this time, as you heard, it's been asked to be left alone, and it's just that Conrad gets the dummy in Tanini. Mr. Tanini is back here. And Grant digging for those diamonds. He's got them out now. Through the hands it's going. It looks like Heifer that's on the ball. Heifer runs hard, but he's well tackled. Once again, tap and go. That's onto the big man now in the form of, that would have been Lamprex. He takes it on, our try scorer. Bringing it again, Agani. Wanted to sell the dummy, but the man overran him on his inside. That, again, is why he had to take it up himself. Get it out, says Todd. The pods are waiting. Taking it further will be Skiddycorn. He's the man that has now gone on to it. Gets it back. He places it onto the tray for Todd. Referee's arm is out. Sacs have crossed the advantage line. This is a beautiful cut and play. It looks like Lato had come back inside. Now through the hands of Todd. Once again, Captain French is marching on forward with his team. Going out wide is Forte now with the ball. Can this get brought back? And referee will bring them back, and one way for the straight time penalty. There you can see it. Does this take Bishops now further, or do they go to the touchline?
Discipline giving Sacs a disadvantage there again, but the line speed there, I think it was Kennedy who hopped just a bit too early up there, and then a minute later he does a wonderful textbook tackle. But it looks like Bishop's going to use their maul here. Using the wind into that left-hand corner, I'm sure they'll set up a maul.
It's a great kick that gives themselves now about 8 metres, and as you've heard co-commentator Barry say, can they secure their line out? They have been using McKinnon a lot as well. Can they get him up and make sure that they secure this ball? That's McKinnon there, and he's going to be now making sure he's ready for the call. They've also got the form of Lefevre, the flanker. He could be standing at 2 as the lightweight lifter. I said it with respect because the 2 big men can get the flanker up. And for me, is it going to go to McKinnon, and then they'll come and secure it in the middle of the park? Yeah, McKinnon, up he goes as called. French is right on it already. Here comes the form of Paulson on the drive. a form of arming on that drive there, driving it forward. Now coming forward, ball has gone to ground. It has been lost forward, and that can be very fortunate for Sacs. But referee says that you were underneath, trying to knock the man props out, and those are the legs, and has re-awarded the penalty advantage to Bishops.
Heffer just pulling down the maul there, tackling. He had no need to do that because we had Callum Hurst swimming through the middle there. He actually got his hands on that ball and spilt it out off into touch. So if they do that again, I think Heffer might find himself with 7 minutes off the field here.
Right, you men have always called it and felt positive at this time. What do you think is a try?
I definitely think it's try time. I definitely think we're going to get a try.
Right, spoken by true Bishop's man, but Sacs don't agree with you. Just look at that attack on defence leg drive from them. As I say, that Bishop's come back superbly, controlled at the back. Looks like it was skiddy corn, but now, no, it could be double movement and short to the line and held up. And that'll be scrum time. Only 8-7 is the score. Now, is this going to be looking at the person like Austin Graaf at the back of the scrum? Is he going to be the man to pick this up and go and add the 5 points, which could be easily converted into 7? Sacs, your biggest scrum ever needed now. Dylan Todd getting ready to feed. He's the man with the ball, waiting patiently. Sacs need to get down. They need to get Bishops on the back foot here now. What do you think, Brad? Do you think this is time for Bishops to score?
I would love to see it. 8th man pick and goes, and then if he doesn't get over the line, then they'll keep it going, and if not, then they'll play it through, and hopefully they won't make a mistake and we can get 5 points, possibly even 7 from this.
Well, they went wide. They didn't leave it for 8 to pick up, and now it's going through the hands again of Lato. Tackled beautifully just short of the line. It's got to come from Todd. He tries to go over himself. He's pushed backwards. It's pick and go time. Anybody can fall over the line, but Sacs get underneath. And when I say that, they do just that. And who is that? That looks like it could be Damasi, who seemed to have gone over there. And that would be Iviwe Dadamasi, who can be credited with that.
Yeah, Sacs were just short of numbers out wide there. Bishops identified it. And then it was a simple pick and go. He saw no one was standing at that first position, and an easy score.
Right-hand side of the field, and it's good to see the left wing making his way all across there and actually acting like a flank forward to actually pick and put down over the try line. And 13 points to 7. Right, now, ladies and gentlemen, don't think that this is actually out of the hands of Sacs, because one try brings it straight back into close contention yet again. 13-7, and does Magani make sure that Lato make sure now that this goes over the poles, because these 2 points are crucial. A 13-7 and a 15-7 are 2 different statistics. A converted try would actually get Sacs back in the lead, and converted try, if he gets it over, would keep Bishops 1 point ahead. And he's done just that. Bishop strikes it over. It's Lato strikes it over in the middle of the crossbar, so they go into 15-7. Can Sacs get back and make it a 1 point game? Full try needed now.
Yeah, Sacs are under the cosh now. They're playing into a slight northwesterly wind. They're going to have to start really punching the ball up, get into some form of structure. They haven't been able to find a rhythm yet, I don't think. So once they can start getting a rhythm, getting through a few phases, hopefully get into the Bishops 22 and convert.
Conrad kicks deep. It's onto the boot now of Nagagani. He gets it downfield. It is gone into touch as well. And referee now saying, let's get the game started again from the kickoff. Into the touchline area it goes, and referee Jabir Labaskakni is showing the mark to the front row men. Now it'll be the case of Paulson to get this ball. Can Sacs get back to where they want to be? We see our drummers here. They get the beat. I'm sure this drum roll is going to get even louder as the second half goes on, and especially as we get forward to the celebrations between the 2 matches. The big names, I believe Robbie Fleck will be here for Bishops and Percival Montgomery for Sacs, and they will be introduced to the teams later on. But let's focus on this. Immediate pull down. Referee says no, to become a maul. Paul, that would be Zach Wilson has taken that on further. Now it goes out onto the blind side through Sean Grant. Through the hands now. Heifer takes it on. He's had a good game today as the captain. But definitely he's going to have to bring them back. And this is now needed to be put into the corner. This is one time where Sacs can say, let's get it down there. Let's get ourselves 8 metres out from the try line of Bishops. And let's go and get those 7 points back that belong to us. The man entrusted to do that is Conrad. He's got a good boot on him and he puts it downfield. He's taken it at least 15 metres. I was expecting a little more from Conrad. He's an educated kicker. But still, let's go forward. And that's important for his team. Paulson ready to feed.
Yeah, hopefully Sacs now will get some structure. I'm looking forward to seeing them maul this up again against Bishops. I'm sure Heifer will take this ball. It looks like we got a 5+1 here. Wilson will... What happened there? No communication. Lucky. Sacs was lucky to get that. Right, so Sacs get another bite at the cherry here with the scrum.
Right, you young men over here, you can see the music and the beat and everything livening up. We're getting into the rhythm of things today.
Yeah, things are definitely spicing up now. We can see that Sacs have done something because they are under a lot less pressure than they were in the first half. They are attacking a lot more than they were. Bishops will definitely want to counter that and try to find a way to go back to the first half when they were dominating. And if they keep this up, that 15-7 lead could be cut down very soon.
Chris Dudu's got to pick up. It's a great run from him. He takes it on. Look at the leg drive. It's a bit of body height, was a bit upright, but he's gone to ground. So that could be a tackle ball, and it does come out. Leave Seth Grant alone. And taking it on, Hurst is the man that will definitely drive that on forward. The flanker coming again through the hands of Conrad. Now out it goes to Bonsi. Intini, Mr. is stepping like a true Mr. Intini. No, we know him for. Bringing this ball back now has got to be Seth Grant. Once again it goes on to Heifer, the captain again. We've heard his name mentioned numerous times this afternoon. Sacs realise now it's Paulson, the man that's come on to play today, and going off their feet and holding on to that ball as well. Where's Sacs? And referee now says, did so well after 4 phases, Barry, and then just at the last, just that excitement, just rushing away with it.
Yeah, I'm getting frustrated in the commentary box. I'd hate to see what the coach is getting like, getting those players to that breakdown. And the Sacs is struggling with that interpretation down at the breakdown. It's such a great run by Mr. Mr. has a wealth of experience. He's got a few first-team caps from last year, 1 or 2 this year, so he'll know how to close out a game. He loves to run with the ball. He's very, very strong, low centre of gravity. And the frustration is now going to creep in for the Sacs boys if they can't get a handle on that breakdown.
For us, you still believe that your men are going to hang on to this and hold on or even extend their lead of 15-7?
Yeah, I do believe we can go on to win this and hang on to this lead and not let it slip.
Right, well, you better make sure then that Skiddy Corn finds his jumper. It's gone to a 4-man line out. Back and forward movement. Up they go. That's done that in the form of a ferv. It's coming through the hands now of Gagani. Once again, it's the hard running 14. And this young man has got plenty of balance in him. He accelerated to that gap. Knock on in the tackle, desperation tackle. That looked like Bergman had come across to make that and tackle 4 Sacs. And that could have been try-saving stuff. But what an acceleration from Joaquin Fortain. I'd seen him at the St. Stithians Festival, and he had obviously had 1 or 2 runs for the first team in Bishops. And Joaquin Fortain is a name I definitely remember, and he strikes back to the talents that he had shown there as well.
Yeah, lovely set of heels there, getting through that half break there, and luckily actually not to get a penalty at the end there by Bergman diving onto him, but he knocked the ball on before, so they went with the first transgression. Sean Grant's going to feed and play off to Conrad, and I think that Sacs boys might have a run from here.
Mr. Dudu's got to tidy up. He does just that. He's a hard run. He breaks 2-3. I like the style of this. Look at this. Those legs are pumping. That's a great Paulson pickup. He's having a good game if he's just come into the squad. And now referee has got his arm out. Slow down, young man. Slow down, but no who's not going to listen because these young men want to play. They say whether the try line is 30 metres or 3 metres makes no difference to us. And now slow ball from that. Seth Grant again gets it out onto the blind side. We look at Hurst, the flanker. between him and Heffer, and Christodoulou. You've heard a lot of them this afternoon. Paulson as well, taking it on as the big man. Was that Josh Smith? Christodoulou. Right. Hurst again is the man to take it on. He secures that ball. Could he be holding on? They're lucky to get that ball back. Paulson standing at the first receiver. There's the tight head prop. Now, don't let Conrad be caught. He lets that ball back somehow. Taking this forward will be, looks like Seth Grant. And now getting this ball back through the hands of Sponsy. Making it happen now for Sacs, and it's actually rolling on here through the hands. We go on to the fly half for Devereaux, the right wing. Devereaux has made it happen now. Vieira again going on. Here we go in the form of Seth Grant. This is about 8 phases. Keep it going, Sacs. Don't give it away now. Referee is now will have his arm out and say, you have got to let that ball go and give Sacs the opportunity to continue with their positive play. That's a better running and taking it towards Bishop's Barry.
Oh, much better players. Pleased to see that they went through some phases there. Personally, I would have liked to have seen Conrad take the 3 points there and got up to 15-10. But the boys are playing, and let's see. Hopefully I'll be proven wrong. Sacs boys just need a more. They haven't been finding their line out too well, which is problematic. But let's see. Maybe they'll go to the front here for Hurst. And let's see. It looks like they're going with a 5+1 again. So Zach Wilson is coming into the first receiver berth there. Sean Grant hanging back. They're going to 5+1, so they're going to maul this. Might find Zach Wilson coming in from his little vacuum play here. No, they want to maul it up. There he goes. Yeah, Wilson took. I think he went the wrong way there, but he's strong on his feet.
Right, taking it back now will be Seth Grant. He brings it on. Don't let that ball go to line loose here. You've got to secure that. It's actually so close now. Conrad standing still but looking for it. He drifts sideways on a step, brings it to Bonsi. Bonsi now has got to have men clearing out because Bishops are there. But no daylight given. Let the man play. This is going to be interesting. 12 minutes left and you're in front of the poles. For me, 12 minutes is ages on a rugby field. Take the 3 points. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Spirits, and Sacs are doing just that. And Conrad now is actually going on with a T, and he is going to now hopefully stroke this through 4 Sacs, and that'll make it a very, very interesting final 11 minutes. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to fasten those seatbelts. Conrad comes closer. This is the right option. Many of you might say, well, go to the touchline again. But 3 points, half a try, as you've heard me mention, and Conrad's kicking ability will strike this over, and then it's just a try needed to level the scores. Here comes Conrad. Yeah, we wait patiently for it. He's done just that. He raises the flags. He now makes it 15 points to 10. Bishops, are you still in this game? This is the situation.
Yes, I do think we're in this game. I think another try would be helpful just to see the game out.
Right, and we asked the Sacs master, Mr. Van Salm, the Sacs team, they're known for their comeback, a second side, and they can, in the last 10 minutes, close the scoreboard for their school.
Yeah, I think this is where it's going to tell. I think Sacs has just got had more games, so I think their contact match fitness will show you. As Hurst picks up the ball, does well on the attentions of Bishops there. And now we just got to go through our phases. Got to get men on the ball because Bishops, as we know, are quick to get over that ball. Sean Grant feeds Conrad. And Conrad's off to Mister. And Mister takes a run. He's strong on his feet. Still going. He mustn't throw those balls away. And now we got Devereaux. Devereaux takes the ball. But he looks like he spilled it. The ref will call that. The way the ref has been calling things lately. Just hasn't gone, the roll of the dice hasn't gone Sacs' way there, but we can see what Sacs can do when they keep the ball in hand. It's just those small errors at the end that are causing these problems for them.
I really like the look of this Mr. Intanini. He's got lovely balance, and I think you've got to, as Sacs, got to use him more as a strike weapon. Can they get that ball out to him, Barry? He's a man that has definitely crossed the advantage line, gained some 20 metres when he touches the ball. Remember, he's run in the early stages of the second half, which really put Sacs in an attacking scoring position.
Yeah, Mister played in the game last year for the first team when Sacs narrowly beat Bishops on this field by great defence. Mister was part of that game, so he's got the experience of helping close out a game. That's going to be a penalty, surely, but I think he's gotten his arm out the wrong way, surely.
Right, there's going to be a chat here once again. Let's just calm it down. Matthew French, the captain, he'll be called closer. That could be Peterson. That has been given a card. No, it's Damasi. Then Damasi. Iviwe Damasi. He's the man that knows that you can't touch the player in the air. And he's now been sent off just for... He's been sent off now for that in the air infringement. And this is... Could this be an opportunity? Oh, Conrad now taps and turns his back. He gives it Christodoulou. Christodoulou takes it on forward. Clear that ball out. Where is Seth Grant? He's there. He's calling for it. Through the hands of Conrad again. Taking on of Heffer. The captain once again makes his presence felt. Conrad moves it through the hands. We're moving it out wide. It's got to get out to Bergman. He was the try-saving tackle early on in that this half. Grant again, Conrad, soft hands, back onto Heffer. Can this come through? Quickly, Grant. We're going left to right here. Conrad now through the big man of Kennedy. He takes it on forward, and we're waiting for this. Paulson, is it, that's on that ball? Wilson, that's on that ball. Back it comes now. Through the hands again. Christodoulou, he's the man. Oh, look at that leg power. Explosive stuff. Great, taking 3 or 4 Bishop's men with them. Paulson again. He's really... had a storming game as well, so coming through is Conrad. Oh, hang on to it, but it's turnover ball and McKinnon gets that for Bishops. It's a good kick downfield, turning Sacs all the way back into their 22. This will have to be the form of Anderson. Can he get it out? He hasn't, but it's been relieved because it was knock on first. Sacs got to look and realise now that they have got 6 minutes left. And once again, Feroz, do you think that your Bishop's men, 15-10, are going to withstand the pressure that Sacs are starting to show?
Yeah, there's a few minutes remaining. I think we're just going to hang on to the game and hopefully come away with the win.
I see even the juniors in the stands here, Barry, the Sacs young juniors from the junior school. The crowd's gathering up for Sacs.
Yeah, definitely a big crowd pulling in now. If you're still in the neighbourhood, I'd get through here. I'd probably have to park outside the gates, parking limited here, but... I think Bishops will be a bit disappointed that they didn't actually just take that scrum in the centre field then and instead of kicking it back, and it's actually been to Sacs' advantage. So let's see if Sacs can hold on here. Sean Grant feeds here. Conrad going to pass it on to, that's Bergman. Bergman with a run to Bradford. Terrible pass by Bradford behind Devereux's back, and once again Bishops are going to be on the attack.
That's the last thing that Sacs needed at this stage of the game. They can't get anxious. They just got to get themselves calmed down. Heffer, the captain, just got to say to the troops on the Sacs side, listen, men, there's still 5 minutes and lots can happen in 5 minutes. We don't have to get anxious now inside our own half. Let's just play structures. Let's get down into the Bishops' half and take it from there. Bishops are not having that. They're actually saying we want to go and score another 7-pointer. They've got Skiddycorn. He puts it in. McKinnon goes up. He taps it over those untidy ball that went to Peterson. Now it's again going through the hands of Joseph. Joseph taking it on, knock forward ball. It's turnover time now. Get over that ball, Sacs, and get it away from here. You could have an options here. That is the big Heffer game. Breaks through one, breaks two. Izzy's going to go 7-3. He could go 70 metres. Well done. The ball was out. Turnover still. Grant's got to get it out wide. There we go. Again onto the Conrad running. What does referee say with that? Back to Grant. Austin Kraft, the man across there. Let's have a look here through the play. Conrad again. And that could have been Austin Kraft that went on to actually get the come off second best from that. Were their arms in that tackle? Let's just see what the referees decided. I think that there could be some trouble here, Barry, for Bishops.
Yeah, Barry, I think if they actually slowed that down to where they do in professional rugby and on slow-mo, we would have seen that there was a head clash and it probably would have been a red card. But you can't see that thing when it's being played live. Very difficult for the referees. Just a bad tackle technique. He obviously, Bishop's player just caught his head on the side, and let's hope he's all right.
That looks like Austin Kraft to me. And as you call, Barry, let's hope we want safety. We want all these boys to celebrate today and their rugby careers. And that's why all these laws come in about the body height tackling, etc. Because as you can see, their head collision tackle to upright was Austin Kraft. Good to see as well that the young man in Conrad hasn't come off with any damage. Austin Kraft has still been attended to. If you're watching his family members and friends, they bring in the stretcher on, but there's movement and there is him communicating with the qualified medical staff that are there. So we just got to be patient and just give the respected time for this young man to get back on his feet. And there you can see he's doing just that. And referee will have a chat to him now. So good to see that we don't need the metal stretcher. And referee and medics are saying, you come in off, young man. Okay, no arms there.
Yeah, I'm glad to see they took him off. Most players, they don't realise they're actually concussed and want to continue playing. As a coach, you must take the player off. You can't risk an injury like that.
Well, I hope this isn't naughty, but Heffer is the man that says, give it to me, Conrad, because I can go further than the kick for the touchline. And he proves just that. It's through the game again as Conrad. It looks, and they're taking it on now. Can they get this ball out? Grant does just that, and it's knock on time. And it was well turned over by Dane Rogers, who's come onto the field. Let's have a look what Sacs says. Referee says playing on. It's still go time. It's now so close. We're only 8 meters out. It's the big men now trying to move their body height. Has got to get down to ground. Don't be excited, overexcited, Sacs. Just stay composed, stay structured. Grant again, he's got to find one of his big men. He does that in the form of Kennedy, who's taking that on. Once again clearing out, it looked like it was the form of Wilson. Now this could be be the man that we mentioned earlier, could do the damage. He's been in this area before. He knows what it's like to score tries. It's pick and go time. They're not going anywhere. Bishops have closed the doors. Seth Grant now. Dosh Smith is the Lucette prop. He wants that memory again. He's taken some steel ball. He wants a try as well. Kennedy is the man. It's pick and go, but you're not going to go anywhere. Seth Grant, Conrad, it's a long pass out. Chris Taduda, did he knock it on? Referee says no. It's still just a wobble. That was all it was. It's got to be quick ball. It looks like it's going to be Hurst, that's the man that picks it up. Is this now going to be Vieira's chance? Yeah, the arm went out. To me, that looked like points. Referee agrees with me. We've got a tie, 15 points each, and we've got Conrad to kick. Gentlemen behind me, you got to admit that full credit to Sacs for the way they scored there.
It's very disappointing to concede like that. You can see they gave their all, they gave everything to try and prevent that try, but in the end it just wasn't enough. Man down as well, it's not going to go well.
Yeah, it's not looking good for us, but let's see how things go.
That was wonderful awareness by Alex Vieira there. I mean, he was on the line, he knew he was about a meter out, and he was able to reach over and score the try. So wonderful phase play by Sacs. They just held their patience there. I think if he didn't judge that correctly and got that wrong, I think he would have held his head a bit in shame with the coach after the huddle. So this is probably the kick for the game. Conrad has all the experience to do this. Let's see what happens into a slight wind.
Yeah, it goes very quiet, especially on the Bishop stand side of things, because they had been in the lead all the way through into referee optional time, and Vieira scoring right on that final 60 minutes, and now you can see it's gone into the orange time of 59 seconds, and this will definitely be the last kick of the match. Everybody now looking forward to seeing. If you're a Sacs supporter, you're waiting for those flags. If you're a Bishop supporter, you're waiting for them to stay down. And 15 all, I'm sure Bishops will take it, but here comes Sacs, here comes Conrad. He strikes it over. It's in the hole. Ladies and gentlemen, what a comeback from Sacs. They take it away 17 points to 15. And believe me, you never stop playing. The sands of time can run out, but you play until that final whistle. And Sacs have shown it again. Thank you to referee Jabir Labaskachny. And Sacs walk away on this curtain raiser to the main game. 17 points to 15 victors. What do you think about that, Barry, with your Sacs cap on?
Yeah, wonderful spectacle. Both sides played their hearts out, had a go, tapped and gone when they could, and it came down to a kick to finish. Remarkable scenes. So all credit to both teams, and really enjoyed watching that game, and I look forward to one big game coming up in about 15 minutes. We've got a bit of a ceremony coming up with some celebrities, headmasters greeting the team, and then Robbie Fleck and Percy Montgomery will be introduced to them. And then we've got a moment's silence for Andre Jacobs later. But thank you, Barry, and thanks to the Bishops guys behind me for a wonderful morning, and thanks to Bishops for being such wonderful hosts.
Yeah, we are, man. You've got a quick say quickly. You've had, bad luck to you young men, but how you must have enjoyed that game.
It was a very enjoyable game, very disappointing to lose the game in the last second like that. But what can you say? It was a very enjoyable game, very even, I would say. Lots of defense, lots of attack, lots of back and forth. And I just hope that the first team game will be just as exciting as this one was.
Yeah, it was disappointing to lose. It was a tight game, but hopefully the first team game will be more promising for Bishops.
Right, rugby, South African schoolboy rugby at its very, very best. That was awaits us. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for it. We've got to honour the 150-year derby that we have been looking forward to, and we'll be back with you shortly. You go and